Hello, everyone. This is Tommy at World at War Comics. Thank you for joining us this week. We have another great interview for you. But before we get into who is joining us this week, make sure that you give us a like, you give us a subscribe, make sure that you hit that little ring bell to ensure that you are updated when another interview drops or any of our other content. But this week we have Donnell Baynor. He is the owner of Tigrisian Comics. That is Tigrisian Comics. You could follow him on Instagram and TikTok. They have their first comic book coming out in the spring called Spade. Check out our conversation. Both of us are trying to produce a comic book. We're both about the same stage in that production. And, sometimes it's not easy, but there's a lot of joy into it. And you'll be able to hear everything that we put our heart and souls into, and that is comic book creation on the indie comic scene. Hope you enjoy, everyone. Thank you. Well, hello, Mr. Donnell. How are you today? Thanks for joining the show.
How you doing, Thomas? It's nice to be here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, just to give a little background to anybody who's listening, I'm on TikTok quite a bit, and I see Donnell on there quite a bit talking about his up and coming comic book. So I reached out to him to see if he would come on and let's talk about comics and the joy and the pain of trying to create our own comic book. And I thought that would be kind of fun. So I really appreciate you joining us.
Right, no problem, man. I'm happy to be here. It's an honor.
Yeah, right on, man. No, it's likewise, my friend. Likewise. So let's kind of jump into it, Donnell. You're currently writing a comic book called Spade. It is
Right,
set to come out later this year in the spring, if I'm not mistaken. We've been able
right.
to. I mean, if you're following Donnell on TikTok, you'll be able to see all the characters that he's been revealing to everybody, and little snippets of what Spade will be like. But maybe we could start from the beginning, Donnell. Where did Spade begin?
Spade actually started, and it's kind of funny actually. I got the idea from of Spade from a model that had a tattoo
Oh yeah.
on her that looked like that was kind of shaped like a heart, but looked like a spade.
Uh-huh.
So from there, I thought, hey, why not make a comic book character and name her Spade?
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. So can you tell us anything about Spade? What will Spade be like? Will it be a horror type comic? Will it be more of like a true like superhero type comic book?
Spade is more like Spade is more I want to say action adventure side,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
about an assassin that she's after this event called the Great Exodus. She is tasked with finding these former assassins that left to escape the company that she works for, and
Uh-huh.
she actually ends up losing her memory, and from there, just trying to find herself and her purpose again.
Nah, that's pretty awesome, man. So we've seen a lot of characters on TikTok. I mean, how many character designs have you pumped out already?
So far, if I'm correct, it's been about I want to say six, maybe eight,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's actually more coming actually.
Nice, man. Yeah. Yeah, it looks amazing. I know Natasha, who you've been working with. I've worked with her a little bit too, and she's incredible, man. You really picked a
Oh
good
yeah,
one.
man.
Yeah. And she's
Thank you.
quick, man. It's like,
Oh yeah.
dude, this must be all you do because she's like, I'm ready whenever you are. And then boom, like an hour later, she's got a design and it's always
Oh
good.
yeah. Oh yeah, man. She just matter of fact, about a half an hour before this whole interview, she messaged me with the cover art. So hopefully I can
Oh,
reveal that to you guys soon.
that's exciting, man. Get the
Oh
covers
yeah.
done first, man. That's cool. We can start teasing a little bit with those, right?
Right, yeah.
So where did this passion for writing come from, Donnell?
It actually came wow man, I've been writing since I was in high school actually.
Yeah.
And I've been out of high school for wow, like at least 20 years now. So it's been a while.
So what was your writing before? Has it always been kind of writing like comic books? It just never got to the part where you put it on paper and print, or just a lot of different things?
Just a lot of different things. It started with comic books, and I just never got into putting it on paper.
Yeah,
Then I
yeah.
started writing fan fictions for like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. And
Nice. Nice. So growing up, I mean, you remember the first comic book you picked up?
first comic book, wow. I do know it was a X-Men comic book. I
Yeah.
don't remember the exact issue, but I know it was an X-Men comic book because I actually inherited a stack of comic books from my grandfather. Actually,
Oh wow. Nice. Nice. He was a big X-Men fan then?
oh yeah, man, he has a lot of different comic books. X-Men, Superman,
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Uh, man, there was a lot.
So was X-Men then your favorite, or did you have some other favorites growing up?
X-Men was definitely my favorite. Oh man, I stayed into X-Men, and when that 97 1996, 1997, I think it was, it came on Fox.
Oh
I
yeah.
was into that, and then I kind of branched out into like Spider-Man and all the other Marvel cartoons and
Yeah.
so forth.
Yeah. You prefer Marvel over DC or vice versa?
Actually like both actually.
Yeah, yeah. Me too. Me too. Yeah. Yeah. So who's your favorite X-Men?
My favorite one is actually wow, Danny Moonstar
Oh,
actually.
Danny Moonstar. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome, man. Very cool, man. So are you a big collector still today, or are you just you more online reader?
Um, More of an online reader.
Yeah.
Actually, the last comic book I read was uh Power Rangers doing the Shattered Grid storyline.
Nice, man. Yeah, yeah. That's good stuff right there.
Oh
And
yeah.
Power Rangers blowing up all over again, man. They got the whole
Oh
new
man,
toy
yeah.
line in Target, and
Right.
I mean they're nice toys too. And
Oh
even the
yeah.
comic that just dropped about what a month ago, maybe the artwork
Oh
is
yeah.
crazy in that.
Oh man, it's I love it.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome, Donnell, man. So as far as when you think it might release, when are you thinking? I know you said spring. Are you close to like a date, or are you still a little bit further out before you get to that point?
Um, I want to say late April, early May,
Oh,
but I
okay.
don't
So
have
that's
a
not too far
definitive
away.
date. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Have you already started the art with the pages?
Oh yes. Yep. I actually have the first 5 pages done,
Nice.
and I'm going to try to launch a Kickstarter within the next week or so.
Very good. Congrats. Well, let us know and we'll share that for you as well, man.
Oh,
That'd
thank
be
you, man.
great. Yeah, yeah. No, we Kickstarters is the way to go, man, when you're trying to
Oh
put
yeah.
things together because I don't think people realize it's not cheap, right? You want to take care of your artist and you want to do the things
Oh man. Yeah.
the right way with the artist, and then you got to put it in print if you're gonna offer physical, and maybe
Right.
make a shirt or something to go with that. And it's you start to look at it and you're like, man, this is a little more
Oh
expensive than I
yeah.
was thinking.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it is. Shoot. We're actually working on putting out also as well. A clothing line to go with it. Evil Tech clothing line that goes with the comic book. So,
Oh,
for anybody looking to get into that, they can definitely check that out as well.
how do they look at that?
I'm working on the website now, and then by the end of the week, that should be up. I've been posting some screenshots on my Instagram at Tigrisian Comics, so they can definitely go there and check that out.
Nice, yeah. And that's Tigrisian, right?
Uh,
Tigrisian.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll put that on the front of the YouTube and Spotify. That way, you everyone can check that out. You should check it out. Some of the characters are amazing. I would love to see a couple of those characters on a shirt. I think that would be pretty tight.
Oh yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man. So let's, you know, I'm probably 14 pages in a comic book. You're probably, pretty close to that. What are some of the struggles that you're seeing? I'll share some of mine, but I would love to hear from you, Donnell. Like, I know it's fun and it's a passion, but it's a little bit of a grind, especially if you
Oh
got
man.
like a
Yeah.
day job and you got a family and you're trying to
Right.
get all this stuff done, right?
Oh yeah.
So what are some of the things that you're kind of experiencing? You're like, man, this isn't what I was expecting.
One of them is when it comes down to writing the script. Now I'm used to writing. I usually write my stuff in like script form, like narration tags and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
when it comes down to like breaking down the panel descriptions, that's usually where I kind of run into a little wall, brick wall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, me too. It's funny is you write out the script, you give it to the artist, and then the artist defines what that script looks like in their
Right.
mind, right? And they put it on paper in different panels and whatnot. And then you get it back, and maybe the way they defined it was different from the way you were thinking when you put it in the script. So then you have
Right.
to make adjustments. But I will say that if you're working with a great artist, which I know you are, sometimes they could even lead you in another direction that
Oh
maybe you
yeah.
were planning to go, but you're like, wow, the way that character came out in that panel, I think I could make an adjustment on what I was trying to express here, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty
I've actually
awesome.
been fortunate enough to is she actually Natasha actually surprised me because when I sent her the first 5 pages that I
Mm-hmm.
sent her when she sent me the artwork back for the pages, I was actually amazed that she was actually able to translate that
Yeah.
to exactly how I pictured it.
Yeah. Yeah. She's sharp, man. She's
Oh
so
yeah.
good. Yeah. I really enjoy her, man. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how she finds the time because she
Oh
just
yeah.
pumps things out, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome, Darna. So what else are you experiencing maybe on the positive side that has kind of surprised you in a good way? And you're like, wow, this is actually really cool. And it's kind of feeding the desire to keep pushing through.
Oh man, the support that I've been getting on TikTok and social media altogether, man, it's
Yeah.
been crazy.
It's awesome, man. You're starting to build out
Oh yeah.
that entire group that's following you on TikTok. I see,
Oh
which
yeah.
is awesome, man.
Oh yeah, man. And it makes me want to keep going. Makes me want to put more into it. Like right now, I'm like 3 scripts into 3 issues in as far as scripts, and I'm ready to just keep on pumping out.
Nice, man. That's good. You're further along than I have a couple issues done, and I'll start working on issue 3. But I don't want to get too far ahead. But maybe I should just to
Right.
make sure that the story's going. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll take your advice and maybe push through a little bit further to kind of figure it out. But man, that's cool. Are there any other writers that you're looking at and you're like, man, I hope that my story comes out the way that I read it in this other writer, or is it just a little bit of everything?
It's really just a little bit of everything. I'm looking at a couple of other creators that I've been seeing
Mhm.
on TikTok, and man, I want to be just as big as they are, man. And
Yeah,
they really inspire me.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, there I we had an interview yesterday and we interviewed Newton, who is the owner of Dream Fury Comics.
Okay,
And
yeah.
yeah, you should follow him. He's pretty amazing and his comic books is incredible. So now I'm looking at what he's done. His is more of a horror comic book. It's a zombie type comic book, but it's incredible, man. The art is insane and the story, and I really like how he laid it out. So, like you, right? I'm looking at other writers and seeing what they've already done, right? There's no reason to invent the wheel if the wheel's laying out there somewhere, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
right, right, yeah,
And there's others that are doing it much better than I know I could do it. So why
right,
not take a little bit of advice and push through with them, man? But yeah, there's some really good ones out there, and I agree with you. It's good to kind of follow a little bit and see what's going
right,
on out there, right?
right, man.
That's awesome, man. So, as far as the comic book, right? You're about halfway, or you're about 5 pages in. Um, do you have a length of how long your story will go? Is it going to be like a 10 issue, 12 issue, or you have plans to just go as long as you are able to make it go, or is there like a definite end date to your story? Like something happens and it's over.
For the first initial run, actually, I have planned up to about I want to say 20 to 25 issues,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're probably going to take cut it off there, and we're going to go with a second volume and almost like reboot it, restart it over again,
Mm-hmm.
and continue the story.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Have you got as far as looking at different companies to print with and all that good stuff, or not yet?
As far as so far, not yet. I'm looking at maybe Amazon or it's another company I go through named called Lulu.com, but I'm also looking at some other ones like I think it's Kablam or Kabloom that
Yeah,
I heard about.
Kablam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one called Comic Wellspring too, which is really good. And they do very
Oh,
short
okay.
runs and they also print to order. So if you buy it from their website, like if I want to buy Spade, I could go to their website and buy it, and then they'll print it for me and send it out. That allows you not to have to hold on to a lot of inventory, which
Oh,
could be
okay.
very expensive because some
Oh, yeah.
printers have a minimum run of like 750 per issue, and you're talking $2,000-3,000 to print. I'm like,
Oh wow, yeah.
And what if you don't, what if I only sell 20 of them, man? You know, what
Oh
am I gonna
right,
do with
yeah,
the other 730 of them, right? So
right.
yeah, Comic Wellspring, Kablam. There's a few of them out there that are really good at holding a very small amount of inventory, like 20, 25 issues. And then anybody that orders, they could just print a purchase, which is really awesome, man.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna
But
check those out. Man.
yeah, if you've seen Kablam, then it's very much similar. Comic Wellspring is a lot of the folks that I've been speaking to have used them. I haven't met anybody using Kablam, but I did reach out to them for a lot of the material, just so I could have a couple options. So I kind of know I could sneak in conversations with the wife to say, hey, just so as we get this far, it's going to cost
Oh
this
right,
much,
right.
keep her on my good side. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because once in a while, you got to sneak in a couple things without saying anything, man. He's like, oh, I hope she doesn't notice, man. Oh man, it's awesome, man. So as far as the clothing line, how far along are you on that?
I have a couple of designs ready to go so right now, like beanies, baseball caps,
Nice.
hoodies, t-shirts, and is right now like one of our popular characters right now is Tanahashi
Hmm.
is one of the assassins, and so our first line is going to be the Eye collection, and I'll post a screenshot of it on my Instagram if if anyone wants to check it out later on.
That's cool. I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, that'd be awesome,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. So, what advice do you have for someone who is maybe thinking about, writing their own comic book?
Wow. I would definitely say if it's something they really want to do, go for it, man.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun. You get to is create your own story, create your own characters, and that's to me that's one of the fun parts, just creating your own characters and your story, and just letting your imagination go wild, man.
yeah, yeah. You just got to do it, right? You just got to
All
push
right,
through. If
yeah,
it's a passion, you got to do it, man.
right.
So I assume you have like a day job, or are you able just to kind of give all your time to this right now?
Actually do have a day job. So that uh, so I work in the evenings actually. So a lot of the stuff that I do, I try to do between working on the comic book. I try to do it in the mornings, and I try to do it while I'm at work.
Yeah,
Since when I'm at work, I have a lot of free time, so I can sneak it
yeah,
in a little bit.
that's cool, man. Yeah, yeah. That I find every week's a little bit different. I don't have so much set hours. I have set time frames throughout the
Right.
day, but yeah, I find that sometimes work has to come first, man, and
Oh,
then
right.
all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're like, man, I hope this doesn't create delays down the road. 'Cause
Right.
I'm not an artist though, so I like you. I have an artist, and thank goodness that both of us have found really good people to work
Oh,
with
yeah, man.
because man, that makes life a lot easier. I can't
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
trying to draw this out and write because I've met a couple people that do everything on their own. I'm like, man, that would just take forever.
Oh, yeah. That was one of the reasons why I went for artists. I started trying to do some of the artwork, and oh man, like trying to do the artwork and then do the story itself was just. I was like, man, this is a little too much. Maybe I need to
Yeah.
hire an artist.
And where did you find Natasha?
I actually found Natasha on Fiverr actually.
Oh, Fiverr, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's everywhere, man.
Oh yeah.
She knows what she's doing, man. Yeah, that's cool. Because I think I met Natasha on Instagram, but I was on Reddit when I was looking for an artist, and then,
Okay.
Reddit has all kinds of cool channels for comic book artists, and I just started putting it out there, and, having people send me their art and stuff like that, and
Right.
I think if you're someone who has a desire to create their own comic book, I think Fever, Reddit, even Instagram, Facebook is pretty good too. It's a little old school,
Oh
but
yeah.
they have like art channels that you could become members of that is
Right.
dedicated to comic book art. And you just got to interview, right? And find that one person that has that style that matches
Oh
what you're
yeah.
trying to accomplish, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because she has a unique style that's a little different than most people, I think, which I like. Did you have an idea of what type of an artist you were looking for, or
Not really.
Yeah.
If anything, it was more so I knew I wanted at least a woman behind this project. Since majority of the characters are women, so
Yeah.
for this particular project, I definitely wanted a woman behind it.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, what I like is she is really good at some I've had some artists, right? When you get into the hands look a little funky and stuff like that. And I mean, that's
Right.
why I don't draw because once you get to like facial features and hands, I'm lost, right? I could get the
Oh
legs
yeah.
okay and the arms, but those fingers and oh man,
Oh
it
man,
just
yeah. That's one of my dreads is like hands and feet.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like man, does that person have six fingers? Like, no, man, I don't think so. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, she's really good at those like details on the
Oh yeah.
features, which is amazing, man. That's cool, man. What's the last comic book that you read, Donnell? You
The
remember?
last one that I read, actually, and this was actually suggested. I just read the latest Black Panther comic book, and that was through another TikTok creator. I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard of him, King Lion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I follow him too. Yeah, he's got a big following, man.
Oh man, oh wow, yeah.
He's got like I think 85,000 or something like that. Crazy.
Oh
Just
yeah.
him and Impound. I follow Impound, and
Oh
you
yeah, me as
know,
well.
yeah, yeah. He's got a pretty cool. He's a lot further along than you and I. It seems like
Oh yeah,
he's got something created and he's been doing it for a year or two or so. But
right.
yeah, anybody listening to this, man, those two are really good to follow. They've done something pretty awesome
Oh yeah,
already.
man.
So
They're
yeah,
definitely two of my biggest inspirations on TikTok, man. Them, um, who else? Pretty sure a lot of people heard him. Ace Blade, he's one of my biggest inspirations.
yeah.
Um, and man, I know he's a bit controversial. But Black Sense, the guy behind Black Sense Entertainment, they're definitely
Oh,
a big inspiration as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, this it's all good, man. I just like comic books, so and that's a
All
good
right,
one too. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool indie comics. I was having the conversation the other day. I grew up more of a DC guy, but I love
right.
Spider-Man. I love Iron Man, Thor. The Avengers really are pretty amazing. But
Oh yeah,
I felt like the last few years on the Marvel and DC side, and I can only imagine being a writer and you get put on the desk of like Superman, who's 80
oh
plus
man,
years old. Like
right. Oh
you
wow,
want to
yeah,
stay true to the canon, right? You want to stay true to the history, but you got to think of something that Superman hasn't done to create a story.
right,
And I
right.
would think that would be very difficult to do, right?
Oh
And
well, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it comes across too because sometimes you're reading and you're like, man, this is kind of a corny story. I don't know what's going on
right,
here. And I can only imagine the difficulty of trying to do something. But where I find a lot of my joy has really been in the indie comic scene because you could be very innovative and you could do a lot of things that really Marvel and DC
right.
are restricted because they do have these amazing characters that have had such a huge impact in my life around comic books.
Oh yeah.
But man, they're old, right? They've been around a long
Oh wow,
time, and
yeah,
yeah, so they're very limited. So you start reading indie comics, and all of a sudden you're like, man, there's a whole other world out here that is
right.
happening, right? That they
Oh
can
yeah.
go in all these different directions, man. It's awesome. I don't know if you
Oh
feel the same
definitely.
way.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel the same way. I did pick up an indie comic. I can't remember the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've read through it, and oh man, it was like you said, it was a completely different world from what you used to with Marvel and DC, and
Yeah.
it.
It's for sure, man. It's refreshing, right, to get out there and
Oh yeah.
like I've been reading Something's Killing the Children, which is just crazy good. And there's a bunch of them, man. Death Rage from Merc Comics, and there's
Oh
just
yeah.
I try to go online to be honest, and I just start searching indie stuff, and I'll just buy whatever. And
Oh
when it
right.
comes in, I'll enjoy it, and if I like it, I'll do a little review on TikTok or something. But
Right.
there's a lot out there. Like I don't think people realize you go into your average comic book store, and rightfully so, right? You're going to see mostly
Oh yeah.
DC and Marvel because they're so established. After that, it'll be
Right.
Image Comics, right? Because
Oh yeah.
they're the third largest. So you got to have all of those because they're the
Oh yeah.
most popular. But usually, maybe 15-20% is going to be indie comics.
Oh yeah.
And but I don't think you realize there's hundreds of indie comics out there that you could
Oh
jump
man,
into,
yeah.
It's pretty awesome, man. Do you
Oh,
have a local comic book store where you're at that you go to quite often?
actually, I don't. And there's one that's actually wow. It's further out in Now County, I believe.
Okay.
Um, so it's a bit of a travel. So most of mine I usually order online and
Yeah.
or I'll sit there and read them online.
Yeah. That's cool, man. So on your comic book Spade, Donnell, it's gonna be a physical copy, or is it just gonna be like a web comic?
It's going to be a physical copy.
Oh, nice. Very
Oh
cool,
yeah.
man. Yeah, I like my physical copy. I do have like the DC app and the Marvel app, so I like to go back in time and reread like Civil War or something like
Oh
that,
right,
or
yeah, right,
some old Justice League stuff on the DC side. But I do like to have it in hand for some. Maybe it's my
oh
age.
right,
I'm almost 50, so I kind of like to have that physical copy and to be able to read it and then
right.
save it with my collection. So I'm
Oh
glad you're
yeah.
coming out with physical, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Definitely.
That's cool, man. So, you got a website coming up in the next
Right.
couple weeks or so, right? And
Yes.
you got a Kickstarter campaign that you're going to be working on in the next week or so. You got
Yep.
a clothing line to back up Spade and all the different characters on there. You got quite
Right.
a bit going on, my friend.
Oh yeah. And that's not even the end of it. Oh man. We also have some side projects, spin-offs that's coming from Spade. And I kind of mentioned it before on TikTok. The whole project is called Project Deck, and it's based off, of course, a deck of cards. So we have Queen of Clubs and we have House of Hearts, which are going to be like prequels to Spade. I mean to Spade,
Uh-huh.
and focus on two different characters, two of our characters. And then we also have Ace of Diamonds, which is going to be more of a sequel to Spades.
Ah, that's awesome,
And then
man.
there's also oh yeah, man. Then we also have the Armageddon tri-series, which is going to be three different stories that's going to be coming out that leads into our flagship comic book, which is going to be the Tigrisian universe.
Ah. And where's Tigrisian come from?
Is Tigrisian is actually based off it's real something real simple. Based off of tigers, and I just came up with the name Tigrisia.
Oh, tigers?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, got you. Okay, yeah. I thought maybe it was like a last name or something, Donnell. So
Oh,
when I saw it on like TikTok, I'm like, man, Tigrisian. So I was gonna like even like Google it and try and figure out what was going on, man. So I'm glad you said
oh yeah.
that. So it's based off of a tiger. That's where you got the original idea and you came up with that
Oh
name.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So will that be the name of like the company in which Spade and some of these other comics will be under?
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha. So the website will be like tigrisian.com or something
Uh,
like that.
yep. TigrisianComics.com. Yep.
Sweet. That's awesome, man. I love it. I love it. So fans could find you on TikTok and Instagram. Is that mainly where you're at?
Yes. TikTok, Instagram. I also have a YouTube as well and Twitter, and they're all Tigrisian Comics.
Sweet. Yeah. So everyone needs to subscribe to your YouTube as well then.
Oh yeah, man.
Right
Definitely.
on. As you start to get in your Kickstarter, I would suggest a Twitter account under Tigrisian Comics, just because a lot of people do Kickstarters and they use Twitter, and
Okay. Yeah.
there's like a whole bazillion of comic book folks, especially some of the writers from like DC and Marvel, and yeah, all of them are on there. I mean, I actually got a chance to talk with Mark Miller a little bit back and forth on Twitter, who
Okay.
created Miller World, and now he sold Miller World to Netflix, and
Oh yeah.
the movie Kick Ass, and he's done so much amazing stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, but they're all on there, man. So you want to get on there and share your Kickstarter when you do get going, because that could help you reach your goals and stuff.
Oh yeah. Thanks, man. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah. That's awesome, Donnell. Well, what else would you like to share with everybody? Is there anything we left out, Donnell?
I think that's pretty much it. I do have plans of later this year going to Baltimore City Comic Con, well, Baltimore Comic Con. So if
Mm.
um anyone is in the Baltimore area, Maryland, or they're going to be visiting the Baltimore area around that time, definitely stop by Baltimore Comic Con and check that out.
Sweet, man. That'll be awesome. I haven't done one yet, so you'll hopefully I'll be able to do one. But if not, I'm gonna call you, Donnell, and talk about your experience, man. It seems like a lot of work.
Oh, oh yeah. Right now I'm in the process of going to start the registration and everything, so hopefully I can get us a booth there.
Nice. Yeah, that would be sweet, man. I
Oh
know
yeah.
the Baltimore Comic Con is usually a pretty good size one too. So that would be a
Oh yeah.
perfect place to kind of expose your brand and everything that you're
Oh
doing.
yeah.
Hopefully people already know about it, right? If you're coming out in May, but man, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, Mr. Donnell, I really appreciate you joining me today, and it was great to get to know you. I can't now when I see your TikToks, I'm like, okay, we've talked, and I know exactly
Right.
what this guy's going through and what he's doing. So it's good to kind of put that personal human side to some of the
Oh
stuff
yeah.
we're watching on TikTok, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem, man. Thank you. And I'm definitely gonna look out for your stuff as well.
Yeah, please do, man. Please do. Yeah. Follow us at worldatwarcomics.com. And like you know, we got our YouTube and we're on Twitter. We got Facebook, Instagram. We got everything, man. I mean, I even opened a Hive account because I was like, it looks like a lot of
Oh,
people are going to Hive. Yeah, I don't
oh
think a
yeah.
lot of people actually went to Hive, but I do have one if anyone's listening.
Oh yeah. We definitely have a Hive account as well. I just have not been posting on there as much, but we definitely have
Yeah.
a Hive account.
Yeah, I think maybe it's my age or something. I'm not sure how it works, man. I'm posting stuff, but I don't know how to like I don't know, man. I don't know what happens after I post it.
Oh yeah.
I think maybe it's just a little bit smaller as of right now, but
Oh
I'm on
yeah.
there anyways. And then Snapchat and all kinds of stuff, man. So
Oh yeah.
got to have it all, Donnell. You never know who you're going to meet, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I appreciate you responding to the TikTok and coming on. And I'm hopeful that anybody who's starting up a comic book for the first time could, listen to this and maybe get a little bit of support and help from that. But Donnell, I wish you the very best, and can't wait to see Spade, the first comic from your brand, man. That'll be awesome.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it was an honor being here and everything.
Yeah, thank you, Donnell. You have a great rest of your weekend, my friend.
You too, man.
All right, talk soon.